Hey guys, so today I have a library haul for you. I went on a job interview today and afterwards I went to the library, which is always amazing. And my hair is doing crazy things. It's like 100 degrees today, guys. No joke, it's so hot. And my hair doesn't like it. So I look like one of those pinup girls from like the 20s. I don't know what's happening with my hair. I look like a 2-year-old. Like I said, I went to the library and I got a lot of books, so I can't wait to share them with you. I'm really excited. The first book I got is called Full Ride, and woo, there we go. And this is by Margaret Peterson Haddix. This is about a 14-year-old girl named Becca Jones, and her father was convicted of embezzlement. And so her and her mother flee to Georgia to kind of get that small town stigma out of the way and to just kind of start a new life. And she applies to college 3 years later, and she discovers that maybe her father's bad deeds are coming up to get her again. And so it's just her story about going to college and getting a full ride for a scholarship and how her father is affected in that. And I've seen a couple booktubers talk about this, but it hasn't gotten a ton of hubbub, and so I thought to go ahead and give it a go, and I think it's going to be good. The next book I got is called Heartbeat, and this is by Elizabeth Scott, and this one sounded really interesting. It's about a girl named Emma, and her mother is on life support, but the thing is she's also pregnant. And so she doesn't really get along with her stepfather and her family, and the only one that she can really turn to is her best friend. And then her love interest, Caleb, who's kind of a bad boy, comes into the picture and kind of changes everything for her. And I love Elizabeth Scott's writing. It's amazing. And I just thought that this was something a little bit different than the books that I got. It's more intriguing, I think, and I really am excited to, whoa, there we go. The glare is really awful in this house. The next book I got is called Monument 14, and this is by Emmy Laybourne, and I've heard a bunch of people talking about this book. And it was published in 2012, but I think a sequel or something has recently come out, so it's kind of resurfaced its way into BookTube, and I am really stoked about this one. It sounds really interesting and kind of sci-fi-ish, but not really. It's about six high schoolers, 2 8th graders, and I think like 5 or 6 little kids, like 5 or 6 years old, like really young, and they get stuck in a super center, kind of like a Walmart or maybe like a Super Target or something, if you guys have those, and they are experiencing severe like storms and a chemical spill, like all of this natural disasters, and they have to try to survive in this grocery store in this super center. And of course they're teenagers, so they kind of have to adopt these little kids and try to take care of them. And of course they're scared, they're eventually going to go hungry, and you know, I think tempers are going to flare. So I thought this book seemed really interesting, and I flipped through it and it seemed like I would read it really quickly, and so I thought to go ahead and grab it. And I actually got this one today. The rest of these books I got a couple days ago, but it was amazing the computer didn't break because I only checked out one book. I usually check out like 8 or 9, so I think the computer was like, who is this chick? The next book I got is This Is What Happy Looks Like by Jennifer E. Smith. I've heard a lot of good things about this book, and it sounds perfect for summer, and I adore this cover. I think it's gorgeous. This book is about two 17-year-olds named Ellie and Graham, and Graham accidentally sends an email to Ellie about his pet pig, which I love pigs. I want a pet pig so bad. Could you imagine 2 hairless cats and a pig in my apartment? Anyways, so I love pigs, and and so Ellie and Graham sort of strike up this conversation, an email conversation, and they slowly start to fall in love. And Ellie doesn't know that Graham is a really popular like superstar, I guess, and Graham doesn't know the secrets in Ellie's family tree, and so they have to try to overcome those. And I think I'm gonna like this book a lot. I've heard a lot of good things. I love Jennifer E. Smith's writing, and I love this cover, so I'm really excited to read it and get something a little bit fluffier, because I do have a lot of heavier books, and so I'm hoping that this will kind of lighten it up a little bit. I am super excited. It's Hallow City, It is the sequel to Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children by Ransom. I'm not going to obviously tell you anything about this book. I can't even remember anything from the first book. Oh my gosh, this series is really cool. And it basically, the author, if you haven't read the first one, I really recommend that you do. But the author found creepy photographs and he kind of wove it into a story. And oh my gosh, it was really good. I don't want to spoil too much, but here are some of, I'll show you some of the people. Here's some of the creepy pictures and some of the kids that belong to the school. And from what I remember, I really enjoyed it. I read this like a couple years ago, and my life has been crazy, so I don't remember a lot. I'm pretty sure I wrote a review on it on Goodreads, so I'll read that. But yeah, I just think this is so cool, and the idea is so neat. And it's a really heavy book, like very dense. But I was so surprised to see it at my library. The second I saw it, I snatched it up really quick. So I think the cover on here is so neat, and I want to get the two books together to have on my bookshelf because they look so cool together. So the next book I got is called Roomies, and this is by Sara, Zarr, and Altebrando. And this is about two girls named Lauren and Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, I believe, ordered a single room, or requested a single room, not ordered. And so she's very surprised to see that Lauren has emailed her and said, you know, I'm so excited to meet you, and we're going to be great roomies, and this is going to be awesome. And so she basically is very confused about this. And I think this story is going to be just their adventures in college and that adjustment of that first year. And like my friend Melissa from Melissa Book said, it's very rare to have a YA book that transitions from high school to college, and there's not too many books about that. So I'm really excited about this one, and I love the cover. I think it's super adorable, and I can't wait to read it. And the final book I got is called Being Sloane Jacobs, and this is by Lauren Morrill, and she wrote Meant to Be. If you guys have ever heard of that, I have a review up on this channel as well as on Goodreads. And I have to say right away, how gorgeous is this cover? I love this cover, and I also love the Meant to Be cover. These are definitely on my wish list to buy because I think they're so beautiful. This book is about two people named Sloane Jacobs. Sloane Emily Jacobs is a ice skater who kind of messed up her championship, and now she wants to go back, but she feels like her life is completely miserable and she just wants to change. And Sloane Devon Jacobs is a hockey player who is suspended a lot for aggressive behavior and hip checking and whatever that means. I have no clue. And so as punishment, she is sent to hockey camp. And the two girls meet and they decide to switch lives for a summer. I'm sure hilarity and chaotic things will ensue. Okay guys, those are all of the books that I got. I did request them from my library, and they don't allow an option to pick them up at the library, so I have to wait for them to come to my house, which should be in 3 to 5 days. So I will have a haul for you then as well. But until then, thanks for watching and happy reading. Bye. Hey guys. Elizabeth's I think it's funny that they're Sara and Tara. I can't talk today.